Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a tag video. I don't remember the last tag I've done. It's been a good long time. And I just saw this video from Alex at Hey Little Thrifter. She just did this and posted it. I'll try to remember to link her video and the original video down below. I didn't do my homework and I don't know who the original person was, but I will try to find it and put it down below. Anyway, I really like this tag. I thought it had some fun questions and I liked hearing Alex's answers, and so I thought I would do this tag myself. Okay, I've got my notes. I wrote down all the questions and I'm going to be looking at these. So the first question is the longest book that you read and the one that took you the longest to read. The longest book I read last year was The Stand by Stephen King. I actually listened to that book on Audible, and that book was 47 hours long. It took me 1 month to get through it because I was listening to it for Cammie's Corner's Harrowing Horror Book Club, and that was the book for that particular month. I think we read it in maybe August or September, I can't quite remember. But yeah, The Stand was definitely the longest book that I read last year. Next question is a book that you read that was outside of your comfort zone. This one was another Audible book, and it wasn't a book that I was listening to for myself. It was actually one that my husband was listening to, and I heard the majority of the book while he was listening to it, because he would put it on at night when we were like falling asleep, or he would have it on in the car when we were together. And that book is Battlefield Earth by L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard is the guy who created the whole Scientology thing. He was also an author who wrote quite a lot of books. But anyway, that book in particular is science fiction. It's set in the future in like a post-apocalyptic world, but it is very much sci-fi. It involves aliens, and they are basically trying to take over Earth for the resources that are here, and there are some humans left that are fighting against the aliens. There's a whole lot more to that book. I am condensing it a lot, but yeah, that is definitely a book that is outside of what I normally read. It's not one that I would pick up myself, but I really did enjoy listening to it with him. I got involved with it and was into the characters, and I wanted to know what happened. So yeah, that was a good book. Next question is how many books did you reread? And that is 0. I don't normally reread books. I think in my entire lifetime there may be, I don't know, 5 total books that I have reread. It's just not something I do, so 0. Next question is book that you have read for the first time that you look forward to rereading. And even though I am not a person who typically rereads books, there were 2 that I would read again because I did enjoy them so much, and that is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Oh, my cat came to visit. Say hi, Church. Say hi. Meow meow. Say hello. Okay. Next question is favorite short story or novella, and that would be this one, The Man in the Picture, a Ghost Story by Susan Hill. This was very short. I believe I read this in the month of October and I flew through it. I absolutely adored this book. This is one that I might consider rereading also. Next question is a book that you would recommend to a variety of readers, and that is Cold Moon Over Babylon by Michael McDowell. This is a horror suspense ghost story is how I would categorize it. This was one of my favorites from last year and I really cannot recommend it enough. If you just kind of want to get into horror, but you don't want a bunch of like gore or over-the-top scary, I definitely recommend this. But it still has some nail-biting, intense moments that works for the people who really love horror as well. It is beautifully written. The characters, it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. You get really attached to the characters in this book, and I just cannot recommend it enough. Next is a book that you really liked but would be hesitant to recommend to a variety of readers. Again, I have 2 for that. The first one is Meg by Steve Alton. I loved this book so much. It was so corny and cheesy and over the top. Some parts were so ridiculous, but it was one of the most fun books I've ever read. I'm sure you all have heard of the premise of this by now. It's about a megalodon shark that gets brought into our world basically and causes all kinds of mayhem. The movie came out this year as well, and I've got to say I absolutely hated the movie. Did not like the movie at all, but the book was so good. But there was quite a bit of scientific facts about like the machinery and about the oceans and about prehistoric things. If you're not interested in that type of stuff at all, you probably won't want to read this book, but I still recommend it because it was such a fun ride. The next one that I really liked but wouldn't recommend to everyone is House of Leaves by Mark C. Danielewski. I think that's how you say it. That one, it's categorized as horror. It's one that's incredibly difficult to explain. I do have a video where I talk more about it. If you're interested, I will try to remember and link that down below. This is one that I feel like people love it or hate it. I kind of went back and forth with it as I was reading it, but overall I think it is a fantastic book and I still do recommend it. Okay, last question is to reflect on your last year as a content creator. Did you meet your goals? What was your favorite video? That kind of stuff. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how everything went last year. I really loved being a part of Cammie's Herring Horror Book Club. I've read a bunch of books that I might not have picked up on my own. Some I loved, some I didn't like so much, but I still really enjoyed the the time spent reading it and discussing it and just having other people to talk to about these books. I've met some new friends this year that, we talk on Instagram or Twitter, or we're, leaving comments on each other's pages, and I'm really loving all of the new people that I've become friends with. So that's been great. For me, it's never been about numbers, subscribers, that sort of thing. It's more about building relationships and having friendships and just having people to talk to that enjoy the same things. So in that sense, I'm doing fantastic. My favorite video that I made last year, I think, is the one I just mentioned on House of Leaves. I put a lot of effort into that one. That is probably my most in-depth kind of review video I've ever done. I am horrible with giving reviews. I'm terrible at verbalizing my thoughts on books. I'm generally not a note taker and everything's just kind of jumbled up in my brain, but that book really had a strong impact on me emotionally, and I feel like for that video I was able to get a lot of my thoughts out, and I feel like I probably did make sense, hopefully. So yeah, I think just from a pride point of view, where I feel like I was actually able to accomplish something that I wanted to do, I'm gonna go with that video. The last part of this tag is to tag other people. I think this tag was going around mainly in December, so I don't know who all has done this tag already or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and tag Cammie from Cammie's Corner just because I don't think she's done this tag and I am interested in her answers. And anybody else who wants to do this tag, please do it. And if you do it, leave your video down in my comments so I can watch it, because I really do like this tag. I just am very interested in the answers to all of these questions for you guys. So yeah, if you guys make this video, please let me know. I would love to watch it. I hope you guys had a great 2018 and have a wonderful 2019, and I will see y'all later. Bye.